Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. We've finished our character creation and we're ready to jump into the game and see how this goes.
Our story started at the mansion of an Aldori sword lord. Drawn by the promise of a most dangerous task and a commensurately huge reward, heroes of all stripes gathered here.
Where are they? This is taking forever! They didn't even say what this was for, just that the Aldori were looking for heroes. Who are the Aldori anyway? Rich folk?
How do you not know, even though you're here?
If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori Sword Lords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quickly.
So just a quick note, even though I've played Pathfinder, the tabletop before, I haven't actually spent much time in the Pathfinder setting of Golarion. Most of the time we were playing in sort of homebrew settings, so I don't know the Golarion world very well. So I'm probably going to look at these tooltips just to get a better familiarity with the world. Hopefully that doesn't bother you guys too much. The Aldori Sword Lords arose when the famed swordsman Baron Syrian Aldori agreed to train a select group of pupils in his dueling techniques. They ruled Rosslyn for generations, each as prickly and impulsive as the Order's founder. Though they are considered some of the finest sword fighters in the Inner Sea region, they are also obsessed with personal standing and honor. Okay, so we can trust them to be honorable individuals, and they're from Rosslyn. Brevoy is a relatively young nation, having only existed since 4499 AR. I don't know the current year. The history of Brevoy before this time is the history of two often warring nations, Issy and Rosslyn. The coming of Coral the Conqueror changed all this. After securing the defeat and surrender of the two nations, Coral christened his family House Rogarvia. Its rule ended with the mysterious disappearance of every member of House Rogarvia in 4699 AR, leaving Brevoy in a precarious political position. I think from what I remember, that's roughly where we are, is we're dealing with the aftermath of House Rogarvia disappearing, and Brevoy is in turmoil because of it. So it's only actually existed for 200 years? It's not that long as nations go.
All right, you purple toad, just shut your trap. And if you can't, I'll help you.
Purple toad, so good.
Hush! Quiet! They're coming!
Greetings, everyone. I am Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori, and this is Lord Mayor Yosef Salimius of Restov. Welcome to my mansion.
Okay, we know about the Sword Lords. Restov is one of the two largest cities in the fertile region of Rosslyn in southern Brevoy. Lord Mayor Yosef Salimius leads the city, which is a trade and cultural center that borders the River Kingdoms, the Shrike River, and the Stolen Lands. As the birthplace of the Aldori dueling style, the city boasts several Aldori and Taldan dueling schools, which has led to the city being a favored place for young nobles to practice dueling championships. Most prominent among them is the Aldori Academy, widely regarded as the region's finest war college.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding to our call. You may be few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task. And I see true heroes before me, strong and fearless, exactly what Restov needs.
The mayor, a middle-aged man with bushy sideburns and a monocle, wears a beaming smile.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Now, to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border, lies a region known as the Stolen Lands. This is disputed territory, and while it's long been claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the stolen lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighboring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognize the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder.
The Stolen Lands are an almost wholly unsettled region in the northeastern section of the River Kingdoms, bordering the nation of Brevoy and serving as a buffer between Brevoy and the River Kingdoms. Traditionally the haunt of bandits and monstrous humanoids, the Stolen Lands are regarded as stolen by all nations along their border, even though none have ever been able to keep these realms under their control for long.
Unfortunately, one serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits holds sway in the Stolen Lands. Their chief, who they call the Stag Lord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has yet been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands as their legal ruler. Any questions?
It's an interesting perspective because they said anyone with the power to seize the Stolen Lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness would no one be able to challenge it. And so we have a chief who claims ownership, and yet we're challenging it. There's a whole team of us. Who exactly will receive the Baron's title? Why not just recognize this Stag Lord as Baron? That's what I'm saying. You helping us found a barony. What do you gain from such generosity? Also a good question. And what rewards can we expect exactly? Where it's clear as day. Probably we'll get to ask all of these. So there's a whole team of us. Who exactly will receive the Baron's title?
I will, of course. I'm the leader of this team, after all. Don't worry, though. I'll make it worth your while to help me.
Who made you leader, Tartusio?
We haven't yet begun, and you already speak of divvying rewards. What makes you think we'll even succeed? There's little point arguing over who gains the title when we'll most likely lose our lives there.
If I may please answer the question.
Jemani clears her throat loudly, interrupting the argument. Then she takes a long pause, waiting for the voices to die down as everyone directs their attention toward her.
We believe you're all equally deserving of a noble title. Over the course of your expedition, it will be up to you as a team to decide which of you is best suited to rule.
Makes sense. So we go as a team, and then the team decides which of us is the ruler and who else has high-ranking positions among the nobility of the barony. Okay. Why not just recognize the Stag Lord as Baron?
That's a good point. As I see it, this Stag Lord already holds power over the region with confidence. Many noble bloodlines were started by bandits who just got lucky, weren't they?
They were, in fact.
Perhaps because we do have standards to maintain. This room has seen many celebrations of adventurers, and even those who just got lucky. But giving a noble title to a bandit lord? That's one thing that's never happened here, and it won't while I still breathe.
The Sword Lord's gaze is chilling as she responds. So you won't give him a title, but someone else could, theoretically, in the same way that you could be the first to agree to our claiming of the land. Any of the other nations that border it could give him the title. So probably the fact that no one has means that he is in fact a problem that no one wants on their borders. And they're the first ones to try and actually put together a team to boot him out. You're helping us found a barony. What do you gain from such generosity?
Don't ask stupid questions. Why should you even care? What they have to gain and why, that's for Lady Aldori and I to discuss. It's none of your concern. Your only concern is to swing your sword around, or whatever it is you do.
I stand back and let my wolf attack.
Of course, we stand to benefit from this enterprise. But if you're concerned that we intend to rule your country from afar, using you as a front, well, please know that these concerns are unfounded. Let's just say that we have a strong interest in the region's stability. We have need of a ruling power we can negotiate with, not bandit gangs and monster hordes.
Okay, so the Stag Lord is unwilling to negotiate. And so you're wanting him removed so someone else can take his place, that you can have trade partners, negotiations, whatever it is that you're needing. You claim you're not going to use this as a front, and you are theoretically honorable based on being a sword lord. So I will trust that for now. Trust but verify, as they say.
What is that smell in the air? Is it the smell of unspoken words and political intrigue?
Tiefling girl standing nearby, speaking in a hushed voice. Noticing you've heard her comment, she winks at you coyly. And what rewards can we expect exactly?
And what reward would you seek beyond a noble title and your own lands?
The Lord Mayor's eyebrows rise so far he almost drops his monocle. Again, that's for one person. You haven't said what rewards the rest of us get. Which I think is important because there's dozens of us in this room.
We'll absorb the costs of preparing and equipping your expeditions. Once you return victorious, Restov will also allocate you a significant sum to provide financial support for you to establish your country. Essentially, we'll help you build your capital. I hope such a reward is satisfactory.
It's only satisfactory to the one person that becomes Baron. But sure, if the assumption is that I'm going to be Baron, given that this game is called Kingmaker, so it's fine for me. I don't know what the rest of you are planning to get out of this.
Words, words, words. Significant, financial. I can't fill my belly with pretty words.
Of course. There will also be an official banquet held in your honor. All of Rostov's high society will gather to celebrate your feat.
Jamandi smiles. I like Amiri. She's
Now
fun.
you're talking.
It's clear as day.
Excellent. You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better. Or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there. And thank you again for agreeing to take part in this expedition. I wish you luck.
Thank you again, with all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes. I look at you, O champions of Restov, and doubt not for a second that you'll be victorious. So venture forth toward your feet, go, and return in triumph.
I am surprised that he doesn't have a portrait, so I'm assuming he's not going to be a major character in the long run. Because he seems like he's the mayor here, and he seems very stately.
My name's Lindsay. I'm a bard, though this is my first real adventure. So, shall we go teach this stag lord a lesson?
We sure will. Just wait. We've got plenty of great feats in store. I'm Melandra. Pleased to meet you. What do you want from me? I'll introduce myself. I'm Melandra. Pleased to meet you.
Likewise. Actually, I also wanted to ask you something. How do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow? I think he's pretty obnoxious personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is barons wear. Doesn't matter. I don't like him. I think you should be team leader. When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now here's a real hero. Someone who'll be praised in poems and songs. This is the person I'll write my book about.
Lindsay blushes a little. I don't know if we see ourselves as a hero. We're a level 1 character, so we've got some basic knowledge of magic. We've got our wolf companion, but I doubt we've done much. So we could go the I'm no hero, just a mercenary. Or we could just ask about the book, which I think is a fine choice. Since I don't know, long term, I think seeing ourselves as a hero would be nice. Wait, book?
Damn, I should have led with that. Please, just let me explain. You know what the trouble with most heroes' biographies is? They're always written years later, based on the tales of, best case, people who saw things from the outside. Worst case, someone heard about it from their brother, who heard it from their friend, who heard it from their cousin, and so on, adding a new batch of lies each time. Every time I read about a heroic journey, I think to myself, why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down properly?
Probably because no one realizes they're on such a heroic journey until it's over.
And then I thought, I could be that bard. I just needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along on their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us. Who's going to be the hero? Some dwarf who keeps muttering about how we'll all die? Or maybe that horrific scythe lady? Or, gods forbid, Tartuccio? No way.
Definitely agree. Tartuccio seems a bit rough. I didn't mind the dwarf or the horrific scythe lady. They didn't speak much. Not a bad plan. It's settled then. I'll accomplish the feats and you'll write them down. What about the barbarian? She looks pretty heroic. I think her name's Amiri. I've nothing against Tartuccio. He seems a bit overbearing. That's mainly what I've got against him at the moment. What about the barbarian? She looks pretty heroic. I think her name's Amiri.
Oh yeah, she's fantastic. You can tell she could tear a bear's head off with her bare hands, but she kind of scares me just a little. But, I mean, her sword's twice as big as I am. She could cut me down without even noticing. Just think on it a bit, all right? I'm sure you'll agree.
Lindsay's voice falls into a whisper. She wouldn't accidentally kill you. Come on.
All right. I'm going to my room to write about tonight. See you in the morning.
See you in the morning. So now let's take some time to talk to people. Specifically the people with names, not adventurer. Amiri. Finally, the idle talk's over. Can't wait to set out. No, Jathal, don't leave yet. Oh, you're just talking. What game's Jamandi playing? I'm not used to feeling like a pawn. Tomorrow our glorious journey begins, and are you ready? I hope so. I don't need layabouts on my team. Get some rest before the road. You've a difficult journey before you. I'll double the guard for the night, just as a precaution. A large map of Brevoy and its surroundings dotted with numerous cryptic marks and notes. Wonder if we can see a map. Well, we can see a map of the banquet hall. What about like a world map? No? Alright. Lindsay's journal. So this is our quest log. Written from the perspective of Lindsay. When Quill takes his first sip from the ink pot and scribbles the first line of the book about the travels, adventurers, and victories that lie ahead. The book that will extol both its heroine and me, its author, Lindsay, the note to self. When I come up with a fancy nickname, add it here. I am writing this in the banquet hall where Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori has just finished telling us about the mission that lies before us. Tomorrow at dawn, our team will set off to the Stolen Lands in order to accomplish glorious feats. This is where my book begins, and the gods themselves can't say what will happen next. Inventory-wise, I've got a crossbow and a dagger. And then a handful of scrolls. And 2 torches. And spellbook. Right, I don't need to prepare my spells. I'm a spontaneous caster. That was part of my intentional choice that I have already forgotten. Aram. This expedition is surely doomed. Yeah, I don't need to know how to move the camera around. I can figure that out. There's no rotation of the camera in this game as I understand. Cassie. Northern architecture is beautiful, but very heavy. In my native land of Kadira, palaces are furnished quite differently.
Help! Help!
Lindsay bursts into your room. She looks scared. Her face is smeared with soot, and she holds a weapon in her hands. Is this a joke? Get out of my room. What's going on?
The mansion's under attack. We need to help. Some villains broke in and started killing everyone. I barely made it. Hurry, we have to help the guards fight off the attackers or we'll all be cut down one by one.
Alright, you stick with me and we'll fight together. As if to lend credence to Lindsay's words, a scream echoes from the hallway. And nope, she's running off on her own. Just in time for an assassin to come in. You're not going anywhere. So now we get into combat. I know how dice rolls and initiative and such work. I have played D&D sort of games before. So how do spells work? There we go. It's like I should have spells, I swear. Though Right, I have cantrips. Ray of Frost is a D3. Acid Splash is also a D3. I'll go with Acid Splash because it's a conjuration spell, although I don't think there's any sort of DC to matter. Right-clicking puts it as my auto, so I can just click and it will automatically go every turn. And I'm going to have you charge. Or not, you know. Perfect. Loot, yep. I understand how loot works. Follow Lindsay, leave the hall. Are we not controlling both of our characters? Let's set up a formation. Please allow me to create a formation. There we go. Where the wolf is up front. I think shift, yeah, locks them onto the grid, just so I don't have OCD go crazy. And our wolf will take the lead, because he is a much better tank than I am. We're probably not going to use any sort of weapons, because I am a sorcerer. We'll get to you in a moment, Lindsay. I want to go through the rooms to find out if there's anything useful to find. So we've got an old map of Avestan and a book, The Curse of Ancient Iobaria. Tell us, O teacher, why would Brevoy call us barbarians in the books you gave us? The gods became angry with our homeland, my son. This land has devoured so many great empires as if it was unwilling to bear life. There are centuries-old ruins around our settlement. They were ravaged by the star that fell from the sky. The kingdom of the Cyclops was the first victim of its curse. New settlers claimed this land 10 centuries later to establish a beautiful country named Iobaria, which stretched from the Lake of Mists and Veils to the Castroven Sea. But the curse still lay upon these lands, and trouble came once again. Our ancestors suffered numerous maladies: the tear plague, the char death, the choking death, one after another, leaving only pain behind. People say that Ortib the Necromancer was to blame, but who knows? A great civilization was turned to dust. This is why I'm teaching you. Brevoy shouldn't make fun of you or call you barbarians. Most of the books in this game are shorter than, say, other games like Oblivion, so I will probably read more of them. They've got someone. We have to help. Look, they're running. Get them. And what shall we do with this one? We'll finish him later. He won't get away. Alright, again, let's try the charging option. And I will attack you. Do we control Lindsay at this point? We don't. Alright, Lindsay, you just do your thing. I feel like charge isn't working in my favor, because its initiative seems to be very far behind.
A bit longer and I'd have been... I don't even want to think about it. Can you imagine what a terrible loss this would have been? But it's all right now. I'm safe, sound, and unscathed, ready to lead you to victory.
Sure. We just saved your hide. You probably shouldn't be talking so superior to us.
Lady Jamandi's holding the line in the banquet hall. You know, the one where she had us gathered before. We need to make our way to her. And along the way, we'll try to save some of these dummies who are supposed to accompany us to the stolen lands.
Good.
Speaking of dummies, take this ring. Quiet now, so that little fool doesn't hear us. She might try to steal it herself. It's magical. It'll protect you. You'll need it while you work to defend me.
The gnome looks back at Lindsay and starts whispering as he takes a ring off his finger, handing it to you. We gained Tartusia's present. Thanks. So that ring is a +1 to AC. It's a deflection bonus, so it's basically a ring of protection +1. I will take that. So we now have Lindsay in our party. She's got Shellen's Embrace. Lindsay's ring prevents her from dying and teleports her to a safe location should she fall in battle, as well as leather armor. And Tartusio is a chaotic evil sorcerer. And you are a chaotic good bard. We are a all-chaotic party, which is fantastic. Making up 2 sorcerers and a bard. Alright. Let's get the team together. Actually, we'll go into some of these side rooms still. Companions. I am aware of how companions work. Collect all of that. Actually, this looks like the way forward, because I'm seeing another doorway there. Wait. Never mind, that's where I just came from. I'm already getting lost. It's a bad sign. Alright, so this is the way I need to go.
In due time.
Alright, we've got enemies. So let's
I'm there.
get ourselves positioned, ready to go. And we'll start out with you charging into combat. Advanced combat spells. Lindsay and Tartucci are capable of casting spells. They aren't the only ones. Abilities, yep. Attack of opportunity. I understand all of that. So we will
Strike!
target there. Lindsay, you've got your bow, which hopefully will be good enough. You've got 13 rounds of Inspire Courage. I'll pop one off now just in case. And you've got Ray of Frost locked in, which is probably also fine.
To me.
Actually, we should probably focus on the back guys.
Don't hold back.
You deserved it.
Alright. I'm trying to turn the camera. That's still not going to work. Everyone, actually. Just attack there.
Wishes?
Lots of misses. Tartuccio took a hit. Health and death. I understand how that works. Cure light wounds, we don't need it. Expendable resources, yeah. One nice thing is that when you click on a body, all the nearby bodies are also opened up, and we can just collect everything all at once. Doesn't look like there's anything else of note in this room. Hide armor and a heavy mace. We're probably going to start getting encumbered if I do keep picking up everything. Well, their adventurers had certainly come to an end. Oh no, is everyone dead? Not everyone. Pathetic. They couldn't even defend themselves, but they thought they could conquer the Stolen Lands. I mean, if you're killed in your sleep, there's not a lot you can do about that. Oh, there's a cat. Cooking Almanac of the Inner Sea by Jubilos Northropple. It is perhaps Avicen's most popular dish in the capital of Cheliax. It is baked in a cheese crust and sprinkled with lemon juice. The local fishermen use a different cooking method in Kadira, which is on the opposite end of Avistan. There you'll find it finely chopped and mixed cold ingredients. The exact origin of the dish remains unknown, but it is generally believed to have been invented in Andoran and spread across the globe by seafarers and pilgrims. It's served as plain pate in its most basic version. To prepare it, soak the herring in spiced marinade, then mince it into a spreadable paste. Add a mashed tart, green apple, hard-boiled quail eggs, the freshest butter you can find, and half an onion. The list of ingredients may vary in the inland regions. In the regions of Nirmathus, beef or lamb is used for this snack. I once tasted a highly original and equally highly disgusting version cooked with milk and mushrooms on the border of Druma. I want to bring the cat. I did not manage to click the collect all button. Hey, guys, everyone move up here, please. No surprise, Amiri survived.
This will hurt.
Me?
Alright, we're all getting a little lost. Perfect. Valerian's face is distorted with rage.
Stay up from under my feet or I'll strike you down.
She grinds her teeth and sweat drips from her forehead. Noticing Tartuccio, she swings her sword but stops it just in time.
Blood for Gorham!
Mary takes a deep breath and barks out, "Blood for Gorham." Swinging her bloody sword, she runs towards the sound of battle.
Barbarians.
I think that's exactly how heroes should be.
What, stupid, sweaty, and always looking for something to gobble up or lop the head off of? Calistria, save me from such heroes.
Oh, I forgot to look up Gorham. Gorham, also known as our Lord in Iron, is a god of battle above all other pursuits. It is said that he would rust away into nothingness if there is ever a time where no more conflicts to be fought. His faithful believe he is present in every iron weapon of war that is forged. And Calistria, also known as the Savored Sting and the Unquenchable Fire, is the goddess of lust and revenge, who takes on many faces and guises. She is held in especially high regard by elves, who often identify with her mercurial moods and changeable nature. A fondness for wasps has earned this vengeful deity the title of Savored Sting. Such creatures live on after harming their enemies, a trait Calistria's followers hope to emulate when pursuing their goals. And that is the deity you worship? That's not a good sign, but we already knew you were evil. There they are, the assassins. This is your last chance. Drop your weapons and we'll spare your lives. So generous. I'm afraid I can't offer you the same courtesy. Hey, you ugly mug, get them. What in hell's name is that? As he stomps on his allies. Well, I don't want to fight one of those. Some sort of frost giant? Looks like. Yeah, frost giant. Looks like this is the way out. But I doubt we can just go that way. Nope. What do we have? The passage is blocked. You can't make it through this way. Skill checks. Yep, I understand how those work. The heavy grate is securely locked.
That was easy.
A test of my abilities.
Alright. Looks like dexterity check was made by me, and I succeeded on the DC 7. So we're just gonna attack the bowman. And you go after their melee assassin. Ooh, explosion. Yikes. An armory. I'm sure Jamandi wouldn't mind if we borrowed some weapons. Composite longbow. If we had any bow users. And masterwork light mace. Those aren't bad. Banded mail. Again, if we had more melee-focused characters, some of this could be pretty good. But since we're a bunch of mages... Watchkeeper's key. A small key that opens the northern wing of the mansion. Could be useful. A tower shield. That is 45 pounds. I am not gonna bother picking that up.
What have we here? This chest is full of gold. I guess it's for the guards' salaries, all things considered. Well, those freeloaders don't seem to have been working too hard for it. Maybe we should pocket it instead.
Petruchio looks at the chest on the table and rubs his hands together.
What? No, we're heroes, not thieves.
I still haven't decided if I'm a hero.
Who said we were stealing it? We'll just take the gold for safety so the assassins don't get it. And then we can heroically return it to Jamandi when this is all over.
Stealing from the Sword Lord in our own mansion, she'd have our heads. No distractions, we haven't forgotten they're trying to kill us all. Yeah, stealing from her in her own mansion seems like a bad idea.
How would she know it was us and not the assassins? Unless someone planned on telling her.
The gnome throws a sideways glance at Lindsay.
Don't drag me into this. You do what you want, but I'm not taking a single coin.
I'm gonna just leave it behind. Yeah, there might be gold, but I think the potential harm is greater than the benefit. You guys not gonna head out? Encumbrance. Right. We should have a higher carrying weight because we have an animal companion, so that'll help us out. But long term, I probably should be a bit choosier about what I grab. We'll see once I'm encumbered.
Oh, familiar faces. I hope you're not so frightened as to swing at every shadow. It's me, Jathal. I don't recommend advancing down the hallway, assuming you value your life, of course. There were a few people with me, and you can see what happened to them.
The pale elf looks eerie in the semi-darkness, like a ghost given flesh.
And just how did they all end up dead while you don't seem to have a scratch?
Petruchio eyes Jathal suspiciously.
I'll answer but briefly and just once. Further scares and explanations will wait until we aren't being hunted by a group of assassins. Deal? All right. I'm undead. These traps are deadly to the living, but they're harmless to me.
What kind of undead are you?
What do you mean undead? Really? Like zombies or skeletons or...
Probably not skeleton. Maybe zombie.
As I said, further explanations will wait until later. All you need to know right now is that we're on the same side, and we have to fight off a small army of hired assassins. Let's get to it.
Jathal looks at Lindsay as though at an annoying fly. So she's joined our team now. Perceptions, yep. So we probably should reevaluate this. Wow, it has been doing a terrible job of placing characters. So we're going to put Jathal and our wolf both up front. I guess it doesn't really matter where the rest of us are. We're all backline characters. Lindsay's probably more of a healer than the rest of us, so protect her the most. So if we look at characters, Jathal is an Inquisitor, which I don't really know much about Inquisitors. It's a divine caster. Inquisitors tend to move from place to place, chasing down enemies and researching emerging threats. As a result, they often travel with others, if for no other reason than to mask their presence. Inquisitors work with members of their faith whenever possible, but even such allies are not above suspicion. She's neutral evil. What do we know about your... You have spells, Divine Favor, +1 luck bonus to attack and weapon damage rolls, and then inflict light wounds. And I guess the rest of those aren't about. It's fun to see your race. So you are considered an elf. Where do I see that you are undead? So you're Inquisitor. You had a deity selection. I don't know who your deity is yet. Judgment, Detect Magic. Urgathoa. Urgathoa is known as the Pallid Princess and Lady Despair, is the goddess of physical excess, disease, and the undead. She is mostly worshipped by dark necromancers, the undead, and those wishing to become undead. Sometimes those who live gluttonous lifestyles make supplications to her, as do those suffering from a serious illness. Her faithful believe she was the first creature to defy Pharasma and return unnaturally from the boneyard and break free from the cycle of souls. I see. So, as an Inquisitor where you are hunting down threats and enemies, but an undead and worshipper of Urgathoa, what sort of threats are you hunting? Death Domain makes total sense. You're undead, so no Constitution score, I can see that. Undead use their Charisma in place of their Constitution score when calculating hit points. That seems overpowered. Fortitude saves and special abilities that rely on Constitution, such as when calculating a breath weapon's DC. Immunity to bleed, death effects, disease, paralysis, poison, sleep, and stunning. And Undying Jaethal is undead. She will raise back with a small portion of her health after the end of combat should she fall in battle. So she can't permanently die. I think the rest of us also can't permanently die because of the difficulty I'm on. But yeah, that all seems really powerful. I'll figure out more about her class with time.
I'm off.
Just some basic loot.
Look here.
Oh, before we go there, let's send Lindsay to disarm the trap. Please don't set it off.
Anything else?
Nope, that is good.
See something.
I stand corrected. Can you disarm that one too?
Applause, please.
I think someone's got a good perception. Let's scroll this down to the bottom.
Would you look at that?
Let's be careful not to touch that. So we've got chainmail shirt and a fauchard. Of all the gear we've found, is any of it better than what people are currently wearing? You probably have the ability to wear everything up through medium. So that's what you already have. This gives less of an armor check penalty and such. Doesn't actually raise your AC at all. Weapon-wise, I assume you're trained specifically for your Masterwork Scythe, so I'll keep that on you. I don't think we've gotten any like crossbows that would be good for any of these characters. We've got padded armor, but that's not as good as your leather. And then the two sorcerers obviously can't wear armor. Yeah, I think we're probably all still fine with what we're using.
Applause, please.
Well done, Lindsay. I assume these are your friends that died on the way? Okay, that does lead somewhere else. Let's check here first. What are you dallying for? I'm telling you, Jumandi's cache has to be here somewhere. Well, hurry it up before... Stop! Someone's coming!
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Strike.
Come on, Jaethal. Just get in the fight. Are you two fighting, Lindsay? Yes. Super miss. Find and open a cache in Swordlord Jamandi Aldori's mansion. I said I didn't want to steal from
In due time.
her, and we left the gold behind. But now I'm remembering that she has a cache here
Follow if
that I want to open. So it makes me want to go back and steal the other gold, because I'm already planning to steal this secret cache.
we should move.
Then yeah. So this could take me a while. If it does, I will try and cut it out. But the goal is to get all these swords either pointed down or pointed up. And each time you click on one, it adjusts others. So, yeah. There we go. So we got all the swords up, which opened this door. Which has an ooze that looks like a chair. Well, go team. That wasn't that hard. And let's grab all the loot. Looks like it's just valuables. Yeah. And then you'll notice that the swords are still interactable. That's because putting them all down also
We
has
should move.
effects. So let's see if I can make that happen. There we go. We've got the other path forward this way. And we'll wait till everyone else arrives, because I don't want to risk
I'm there.
another ooze while I'm alone. Or a rat? Ooh, a wand. Wand of magic missile. That could be useful. Because I did not choose to take that. I think I am going to quickly run back and grab that gold. As much as I said I'm not going to. I've looted the rest of this place. It feels weird to leave behind a single chest just because people were talking about it. 210 gold. Don't you think we're already in... we have enough trouble already? I'll teach those slovenly guards not to slack off on the job. We've looted everything, it's fine. But with that in mind, I think this is a fine place to end the episode. Next time we'll head out into this courtyard and see where else this story goes. So thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.